This is Mongolian Mindset, and today we're going to be typing. Somebody you guys have put in the comments. You know I hate the fucking comments and shit. But since we get so many of them and it's all over the fucking news, we're gonna type that guy D4 David or something. And you going David, whatever. Um, if you guys don't know, we're gonna play a clip later that goes over his current situation. But apparently, a 15-year-old was found dead, decomposed in his Tesla. So that's kind of wild because if you don't know how like it works, to decompose takes quite a bit. Like that means you've been there dead for quite a bit.
And
Uh,
he played like spooky music in the car for like weeks on end.
yeah. So
It's
um,
pretty morbid.
that's pretty wild. We're gonna be looking at this guy through the lens of Linda Band's interaction styles and Tiffany about cognitive functions. I do think this is the best way to type, hands down. We do have a breakdown of all these metrics online. We also have the cognitive functions as well. Just go to how to find anyone's personality type playlist. This should be in the playlist or the cognitive functions. I don't think anyone's really been as thorough as me in breaking those down. So even if you're blind, deaf, and dumb, you can walk away and actually understand what cognitive functions are. And it's important to do this because you won't mistype people. Okay. If you want more hands-on experience, you can join our Discord, our Demigod Dojo, where we have things from the easiest information to the more challenging information, and we also have practitioners to test you on your knowledge. I think that's absolutely wonderful. You want to get in that as soon as you can, so then you can increase your level and your understanding of type, so that you don't walk around like personality dummy base. Okay. If you want somebody for us to type, you have to join our Discord as well, and actually recommend and actually boost the server, and then you'll be given a link, and then you can recommend one person for us to type a month. Um, we do love the comments and stuff like that, but we're basically pandering to our people, right? It is what it is. We're about growing our community. Zara, anything you want to say before we get into this, man?
Well, it's just a very macabre situation, finding her body decomposed in the car, and I think it was chopped up too. It was
Oh,
pretty gruesome.
wow.
And then weeks later, he did a video on TikTok washing these shoes that would fill with blood on them, and saying that he's a shoe cleaner as well. And it's pretty morbid. The whole thing's pretty dark.
Yeah.
It looked pink on the can front. It looked like pinkish or something
Hmm.
on the shoes that dried up, and he washed them off. I'm like,
Well, like I said, nowadays, we got a lot of wacko jackals running around, man. We got a lot of wacko jackals running
he
around.
was he started, so it gets worse. He was 17 and she was 11 when he started dating her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where were her parents at?
I'm like, well, we got a lot of wacko jackals. Like I said, a lot of wacko jackals. Shit's kind of crazy. But it's woo crazy, man. Crazy world we live in, man. You got to really be careful out here. Like I say, man, people say, Mercer, what are you afraid of? I'm afraid of people who feel too much because those people who feel too much will get you the fuck out of here as soon as you cross the line, okay? But we don't know exactly what his type is. That's just me throwing that out there. We'll be going
Yeah.
ahead and looking at what the people at Personality Dummy Base has this guy as. David. So they had the guy as an INFP with an ass load of votes, okay? With 100 votes, they got him as INFP. Behind that, they got him as INTP. Oh Lord, Lordy, Lordy, Lord.
INTP.
This is
Hmm.
fucking interesting. This is interesting. Personality dummy base. You take the breath out of my mouth every time.
Hmm.
I mean, my God. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the clip here so you guys can get
Context.
context of what's really going on here.
Found in the trunk of a Tesla registered to popular music artist David is that of a teenage girl missing since April of last year. Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez
Missing for a whole fucking year. That's wild. That's fucking wild.
live in Lake Elsinore. This stunning development in this case. Christina.
Yeah, her name was
That just
Celeste.
shows you how shitty the fucking cops are because how the fuck did you not go to him first? That should have been your first suspect. What the fuck is going on?
Rivas, she was last seen leaving her home here back in 2024. Her family thought she was missing. She was declared missing back then. They had no idea there could even be a connection to the body in the Tesla until they got a call from TMZ last week. Now, keep in mind that David has been cooperating with
TMZ?
authorities. He has not been named.
That's crazy.
Not the
TMZ was-
police, not the police, not the FBI. fucking Z.
Bro, they got more
What the
power than
hell?
they got more power than FBI, man.
Holy shit.
They be on stories before anybody else. I'm telling you, man.
I know they leaked the Kobe story before the cops called Vanessa.
You know what it is? It's money, man. It's money at the end of the day. FBI don't pay that well. TMZ does.
Yeah.
A person of interest, let alone a suspect. But at this point, this concert in Seattle, the next concert date has been canceled. And people here are saying, what's going on? Take a look. Few words from those arriving at the Lake Elsinore home where 15-year-old Celeste Rivas disappeared in April of 2024. Where her family has just found out that it is her partially
He looks ENTP-ish. I don't know.
dismembered body that was found in the trunk of a Tesla, registered to popular singer-songwriter David Anthony Burke, known by the stage name David. TMZ broke the girl's identification after speaking to her mother.
It was a very heart-wrenching conversation. She was very upset and said that all she knew is that, her daughter had been missing all of this time. She told us that she was aware that there was a boyfriend named David.
And that her daughter had a tattoo with the letters "sh" on her right index finger.
That the color of the ink of that tattoo was red, which was something that police had not released to the public.
The singer, who has been cooperating with police, had continued his tour after the body was discovered, but he just canceled his next date in Seattle.
But it just seemed odd to us that, gosh, your car, such a grisly discovery in your car, and that you're just out on tour. You would think that, you'd want to find out what happened here, because this is just a very bizarre case.
Especially because one of his videos actually features a body being put in the trunk of a car.
It's just eerie considering what ended up happening in David's car.
I just hope that the truth comes forward.
Celeste's neighbors on the street she grew up at.
Justicia.
Justice is what family and friends are asking for.
Whatever happened could happen to someone else, and it's just scary.
Now, again, at this point, I want to...
Like I said, man, I'm blaming the parents here. I'm blaming the fucking parents here.
It's kind of like that Eminem song. Where were the parents at? Look where it's at. Middle of America.
All right, guys, they got him as an INFP. So INFPs are informing, they're responding, their outcome, their affiliative, their motive, their abstract, their TFI, and their SINE, right? And I'm gonna give you guys a little speed rundown of all the metrics here. Direct versus informing is basically, does this person use more closed-ended statements, or does this person use more open-ended statements? Is this person giving a lot of extra information? Is this person specific, concise, to the point? That's going to be lining up with direct. Does this person feel more comfortable directing the conversation, or telling people where to go, what to do, things of that nature? Or do they like to get people to buy in or to read it like a Blue's Clues, right? Then you have initiating versus responding. I think by far the worst metric for typing. I wish I would, honestly, just remove it. But initiating, the extroverts have front brain biases, right? All the connections is more in the front, so the information doesn't have to travel as far. They're also, and that's based on Dario Nardi's brain scan information, so check that out. They also are very comfortable with changing the subject or things of that nature, especially the ENTPs, especially when they get comfortable. And then you have the responding. So the wiring is more to the back of the brain, so the information has to travel to the back of the brain. They usually dig into subjects and stay on topic, just keep digging and digging, instead of like changing it or whatnot. Then you have process versus outcome. I like journey versus end product. Does this person get more energy from the end product, or does this person get more energy from the journey? Are they looking forward to the journey? Does everything just flow into one thing? They're not just looking at the outcome. do they desire the best process to get an outcome, or are they just, all in on the outcome, right? Don't move without the end product, okay? Are they trying to control things to get there? Okay, then you have pragmatic versus affiliative. I like David Kersey's cooperation versus utilitarian. Obviously, the pragmatic people think the ends justify the means. Affiliative people, they're not with that. They want the buy-ins. They want to ask for permission. They care more about independence, while your pragmatic people are all about autonomy. Okay, be careful with culture with that. Okay, culture can have a little bias with
Influence.
that. So then you have structure versus motive, right? That's basically systematic versus interest. Do these people subscribe a structure or system to input to do things? Do they think from a systematic point of view, like, oh, if I get or manipulate this system, I can always get results? Or do they more so like when everything is distributed and they know what they're getting out of a situation? Are they looking hyper focused into people's motives, right? Or what they get out of a situation? Okay, you'll see that when they talk. Then you have concrete versus abstract. Is this person more about the tangible things, like real things within the five senses, or are they more about philosophies, the intangible things, theories, things of that nature, all of the what ifs of life? Then you have TEFI, which is evaluating and judging. TE is more about empirical information, creating outward systems. Is what I would say most of the time here, systematizing things. And then you have FI, which is more about like what someone values, remaining true to themselves, authenticity. Um, TIFE, I like to call it just understanding, right? TI is breaking things down from principle to principle, trying to stay logically consistent. A better word would be they really like accuracy, right? And then FE is about understanding other people, feelings, reading the room, empathy, that type of thing. And then you have SE and SI. SE is all about like living in the moment, being present, using your five senses to react to the world around you. Um, and while doing that, they're gonna be like scanning the environment, right? They're gonna be scanning the environment to see, what they can do, right? Because they're ready to improvise, overcome, and adapt, right? Then you have SI, which is more about like stabilization, comfort, reviewing information in the past. A lot of times, these people will talk about their internal sensations, which is SI. So they will be referencing, their subjective experience from things, while SE will be referencing other experience, like something that we can all verify, third person experience. Um, and then you have NI, which is basically foreseeing what will happen, anticipation, synthesizing, what's their vision, that type of thing. That's going to be more aligned with NI there. And then you have NE here. NI will also be like, next 5 moves, next 10 moves, right? Big chess players. NE is all about connections, patterns, brainstorming, novelty, that type of thing. If we see that, we'll call it. Okay. This is a quick rundown there.
Right?
Dave.
It is David.
Like, yeah, it is David.
It's
But I'm kind of owning the D4VD thing now. Like, a lot of people are calling me that, so I'm like, it might just be the word.
Wait, I mean, we've been saying it for a long time, but mainly as a joke. And my greatest fear came true, which is I just casually said it, and I didn't really intentionally want to do that.
That's so funny.
The forward, it just flows nicely.
Right? D4VD.
It just feels good.
D4VD. Yeah.
You really are a special human being, though. We have an entire album to discuss, and are you withered, man? Like, what's up?
Like, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now.
Genuinely?
Returning, well, figuratively, spiritually, that's like, I want to dive into this album as my entire aesthetic and my entire being is like withered. My entire being.
What does it mean to be withered?
So the entire aesthetic of this project is returning to the dust. A rose grows from the dirt and then it also decays back into the dirt. So with this project, the way I made it, the way I'm talking about the themes on this project, the way I'm talking about my emotions and my feelings, it's all returning to the dirt with this. It's like a entire life cycle.
Okay. In a life cycle that connects to the other EPs, possibly, Petals to Thorn.
That sounds a little abstract there. Not even gonna lie.
It does.
Oof, 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 oof.
And then the Lost Petals.
Yep. it's all a through line. So basically with Petals of Thorns, I view that as my intro. That was my debut, you know? And then with The Lost Petals, it's kind of continuation of that story. And then this is like the ending of it. So people use their debut sometimes.
Fuck, that's progression.
Yeah, it is.
To be like, oh, this is me and this is me and my art. But this is like the closing of a chapter, especially for like my main fans and even for the new people that's coming in. They can recontextualize my music with the previous project. So it's a good way for everybody to get into it.
By listening it all together.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's go through what that life cycle means. So at what stage of the Withered is dying? So you're going into dust, but you're coming back again. Is that what I'm getting through those 14 records?
It's definitely like a resurrection type of thing. So, but by the end of the project, it's done. So that's why the last track is called Afterlife. That's like the final blow, you know?
How long did it take you to come up with this? Because when you were on our show 2 years ago, you said you had something in the works, but you ended up getting rid of those records?
Yeah, it was like an interesting thing because when I talked to you about that, it was like I had a very clear vision, but then I had lived not that much life, you know? And then I went on all these tours, and I went on tour with SZA, and I was meeting this person and this producer and that artist and this and I was just getting lost in the sauce. And I had
What the fuck?
Ended up getting rid of those records?
Yeah, it was like an interesting thing because when I talked to you about that, it was like I had a very clear vision, but then I had lived
a very clear vision.
Not that much life, you know?
Not lived that much life.
And then I went on all these tours, and I went on tour with SZA, and I was meeting
I did this, I did that.
And this person and this producer and that artist and this and I was just getting
that sounds SI.
Lost in the sauce, and I had to kind of take a few steps back. So the first couple projects that I made, a couple iterations of Withered, one was like an R&B project, one was like a pop project, and nothing really felt like me. So I kind of had to bring it back with this last one and gave it one more shot.
Was it all titled Withered throughout that, or
nah? Like there was a concept and there was a story there that I wanted to continue, but there was no name and there was no like theme of the songs, and you know, because I'm writing at this point about myself and my emotions and my vulnerability, and I wasn't doing that a lot last, couple projects because I was homeschooled, you know.
Yeah, you were living a different life.
Yeah, I didn't have nothing to talk about like that, and people were asking me, how'd you write all these beautiful songs when you have no relationship? I was like, man, I'm a prophet, bro. I just spoke it into my own life, like, you know, crazy.
But okay, happy 20th birthday.
Thank you.
You literally the other day.
Yeah.
Like you just turned 20. You're technically out of teen years, but you're still like a kid.
Yeah, literally, man. I be going to arcades. I be going to Chuck E. Cheese. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, rumor has it Chuck E. is actually opening an arcade, like an arcade version of Chuck E. Cheese, like in a mall.
For real?
Yeah, I saw it on TikTok.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's game changing, actually.
It is game changing.
Wow.
Anywho, back to you. Life is an understatement that has lived in the last 2 years, because if I remember correctly, you hadn't even performed live when we first met.
That's insane to think about, man.
And you've been on 2 headlining tours. You opened for SZA. Like
4 headlines, actually.
Holy fuck, sorry.
1, 2, 5. Holy balls.
Damn.
5.
But in 2 years.
Yeah.
But you also released, which I think it's really crazy that your fans are so adamant on you having an album. You released 40 singles.
Dude, I'm out. I'm out there. Definitely out there. It's so funny because I be seeing the TikTok like, drop. Why don't you drop? And it's like, just go to my...
Are you kidding?
I've been dropping, bro.
There's 40 songs.
Yeah.
So, okay. How does life change? Like, how does your daily outlook change from the last time we met? Because even hitting the road and living that life.
Yeah.
And definitely, like, I don't know. I don't know if you started in vans, or I don't think so. I would assume you went right to the bus.
We went straight
life.
to the bus.
That's sick.
Straight to the bus. God bless. Yeah.
Truly, God bless.
Absolutely.
Because life is different in the back of a white creeper van, dude.
with the barred window.
Yeah, bro. It is not okay.
That's crazy, yeah.
Can you explain how your daily outlook and like just the way you perceive life now changes from that experience?
I mean, it's definitely very, very euphoric, and it doesn't feel real to be like, on tour and to have such an ability to travel like that, and to be able to see the fans in face to face in real time and be able to feel that emotion and that connection to them. It's just like you don't believe it, and it's so hard to process that. Like that to me is bigger than getting a viral song. Like you really have people sitting in this room that bought tickets to your show that's really screaming every word. Like that's insane.
Like, think about that as like an internet kid, like
Right.
somebody who spends so much time playing video games behind a screen.
Yeah.
I don't think this guy's ISFP. Oh fuck.
Oh,
I am like thinking. I'm like, is this guy INTJ or is he ENTP?
yeah.
That is one of those two. But this one might be an actual hard one. Seriously. Especially because ENTPs can talk about feelings and shit with FI Trickster and you will be played.
Like all these people that, yeah, they exist in this digital universe now exist
In real life,
Yeah,
like,
in
that's
front of you.
crazy, bro. Like you're supposed to be a comment. Like you're a comment, bro. You're a like. That's crazy. You're really like real. It's so fire. I love them so much. Yeah,
So freaking
amazing.
strange.
so cool.
So, does it change the way you make art? Yes, obviously, it's how we got to Withered, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. I mean, like in the process of getting outside my house and exploring the world and finding friends, losing friends, finding relationships, losing relationships. It's just
That's progression.
everything has kind of been
Yeah.
shaping and leading up to this project in such a domino effect way. You know.
Like just living life and it
Yeah.
feeling.
I swore this dude was going to be an
Domino.
ISFP.
Domino
I
effect
swear.
is progression.
Shit.
Fuck, dude.
This album is my life. Like Withered is my life. Petals of Thorns and Lost Petals are what I wanted my life to be,
What I
and then
love.
Withered is my life.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So where do they align at all?
They do indeed, because like I said, I kind of felt like it was a prophetic thing that I was speaking about heartbreak and love and all these things I had never experienced before, but then I actually experienced them, and it's like, yo, I really said this about myself 2 years ago.
Is
And
it
it's happening.
But is it what you really expected?
It's weird because I have such a weird view and take on situations like that because I'm always looking for writing material in these types of things. So instead of taking it to the chin, being like, oh my God, like, I'm heartbroken, like, I go straight to my phone or band lab, go straight to the studio and write about it. I never actually like fully process situations like that because I'm always expecting it to happen. And then as soon as it happens, I'm writing about it. So
you're expecting. Let's break that down.
Yeah.
Because I understand, like, you go.
Sounds anticipation. That'd be abstract. He's talking about anticipation. Fuck. I thought this guy gonna be ISFP, bro.
It's
Yeah.
weird because I have such a weird view and take on situations like that because I'm always looking for writing material in these types of things. So instead of taking it to the chin, being like, oh my God, like, I'm heartbroken, like, I go straight to my phone or band lab, go straight to the studio and write about it. I never actually like fully process situations like that because I'm always expecting it to happen. And then as soon as it happens, I'm writing about it.
Anticipation.
So you're expecting. Let's break that down.
Yeah.
Because I understand, like, you going immediately to art, like,
I
is
wish
a
he was more
means of
informative.
coping.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
But
But
you
you more informative, so I can call that. That shit sounds so blurred between direct and informative.
saying expecting it, meaning like you get into a friendship expecting it to end in a devastating, tragic, sad way, so it can inspire art. But are you manifesting that in a certain
I
degree?
don't know. I hope I'm not. I really hope I'm not because it feels that way. Because like I look back to old songs like "Life's a Dream" and all these songs I wrote in my closet or my sister's closet in 2022 when I'm looking at my life in the past 8 to 9 months. I'm like, whoa, like, bro, these songs are soundtracking my life. So I hope I'm not involuntarily doing that, but it might be that way. Not gonna lie.
Interesting. I gotta say, your family's so cool.
I know, right?
Your mom is the reason you like. Your mom is amazing.
She's the GOAT, bro.
Like, you just needed music for your video game videos, and like your mom could have like come up with another solution, but she
Right.
was like, do it yourself. Like, who just goes like figure it out?
Shout out to mom. That's my mom.
That's fucking awesome. Like, and then your sister, the
My
closet.
sister too. Yeah.
So, what part of this album was actually recorded in that closet? Because it was recorded between L.A., right?
Right. LA, London. Most of it was in London.
That's
and
right.
the other half in Houston on my phone. So probably 50-50. So half in London, one song in LA, 2 songs in South Korea and Japan, and then the other half just on my phone.
What
Yeah.
did you do in South Korea and Japan?
I was on tour in November last year, right before we were supposed to be like turning in the project. And I wrote, "What are you waiting for?" and "Where did it go wrong?" Yeah.
Are you inspired by your
I think
environment?
this guy might be INTJ, bro. I think he might be INTJ.
It might be.
Yeah, I think he might be INTJ.
Super. I mean, when I was in Tokyo writing What Are You Waiting For, it was just like the city moves so fast and there's so many people. I was smack dab in the middle of Shibuya. Everybody's walking. It felt like I was watching a time lapse. And I needed to like get some
Everybody's walking.
energy out of me. And I got sent this beat the morning of. And I was like, yo, this is the one. So I just like, I'm sitting at the window just going crazy on BandLab at the phone, just looking at the environment and just letting it inspire me. It was so beautiful.
Looking at the environment and just letting it inspire me. That's SC.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, again, like all of it done mostly on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
You feel like you make better music on your phone?
I swear to God.
100%.
So why even go into a studio?
I was in the
environment?
comments saying
I do for
ISFP to
the
people.
producers and the
Fuck
collaborators.
me.
I
Oh,
love,
good, man.
you know, just keeping and building a rapport with the people that I work with. And I don't want to, you know, I don't want to become a myth. Like, I don't want to like, oh, that's David. Like, he doesn't ever work with people. He doesn't do sessions. Like, don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be, you know, that guy. I want to be, you know, personable and come into the studio, be welcomed into places and work with people. But then I also take songs back from the studio and re-record them on BandLab. So it still gets that nice workflow. But I do prefer working by myself nowadays. Yeah.
And by the way, like producers like Ryan Tedder, and the truth is, like, if you don't go in and like learn with, like, working with these people means you learn.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you're bettering yourself, right?
Right. I mean, Ryan Tedder was definitely, still is a big mentor for me in just like the songwriting process and how to structure songs, because I came into this thing, man, like
how to structure songs, systematic.
with Romantic Homicide, there's no hook and things like that. So he's trying to teach me how to keep that magic, but to still, you know, elevate the music. I mean, even Benny Blanco, the first 4 sessions I had with Benny, we were in Aloe at the studio underground. And then I would pull up, I would be like, yo, let's get to work. I'll pop up on the mic. He'd be like, no, you're not doing that. You're not doing that. I'd be like, what you mean? He'd pull out earbuds for me and then tell me to pull out BandLab. He exported the beat from his computer to my phone, and then he'd leave. He'd just leave and say, I'll come back in 45 minutes. Show me what you got. And I was like, okay, for sure, fine. And I recorded the song. He came back in, we jammed to it, and he'd leave for, again, another 45 minutes. Make something else. Like, that's just, Benny understood it crazy.
But like, what a sign of a great producer, right? That's to understand the person you're working with, and everybody's gonna be different. Like, nobody else is gonna work in that way.
Yeah, he's special, bro. It's so cool.
And he adapts to you. That's amazing. Like, so what? Okay, can we go through what records?
Well, I was gonna ask, what is it about recording on your phone that you enjoy so much when you have the access to these other situations now?
I don't know. It's like a spiritual thing. I feel like my melodies are so much more unique when I'm by myself and engineering myself and throwing my own compressor on there, throwing my own EQ and knowing how I want my voice to sound and not having to say, oh, can you run that back? I'm gonna punch in here, I'm gonna punch in there. Like, when I have to talk to someone else while I'm making art, it's almost like it stops me from, it's like a pause in my creative process. Like, I don't like to interrupt myself just to be like, oh, can you play that back real quick? Or I want to add this. I like to record and it's just me, you know?
So you do your thing.
I would say that's a little bit more responding there. Yeah. Just.
And then what does Benny do to that record? Or
that's all. His post-production is insane. So we'll take like a scratch or a loop or just like a small built-out beat. He'll take it, he'll give it to me, I'll record on it, and then everything else is just like placing instruments on top of that.
Is the record written before you're recording?
It seems very close-ended, not even gonna lie. So yeah, fuck.
Yeah, I think this dude's INTJ.
Fuck, we gotta make sure on that though. But let's go ahead and take off.
I think SCNI is pretty clear.
Yeah, I think we're fucked.
And I mean, TEFI has just been.
All right, so what we got for sure, I feel very, very strong about process, okay? So being process is journey focused. He keeps describing the journey to everything that he does. So that's going to kill these because these are outcome types and these as well, right? We did get systematic there and we did get a little systematic there, but we're gonna go with what we know for sure. This guy's abstract, okay? Sorry, he is what it is. So with that being said, with the abstract and process, you're literally down to these 2 types. Oh no, these 4 types. All right. And me and Zara are gonna go back and make sure, but we feel pretty strong about these 4 here. And I don't think this guy's an INFJ. I really don't think that. And I don't think this guy's ENFP, just from what I'm seeing here. But I want to make sure we get this shit right.
Or are you using?
It's all freestyle, man.
Really?
I don't have a notebook. Like I see most artists, like they have a notebook that they carry with them or a journal.
I see most artists.
Bro, I just be freestyling. I was in a green room just now making a song. If y'all want to hear it, I can play for you. Bro, I was literally just in there just freestyling. Made a whole song.
Wait, so like is it mumble or do you?
Straight lyrics, bro.
So we hear it.
You want to hear it? Now? Say less. Say less. Say less. Which camera should I point this to? This called What Did I Do? This like literally 10 minutes ago.
That's crazy.
In the green room, bro. I'm gonna show you the steps too.
Oh, can you hold it to the mic?
This is right on my iPhone mic too.
But what did I do? What did I do for you?
I love this one. I just be working, bro.
What the fuck?
I just be working, bro. I be working.
Wait, I feel understood by those lyrics.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So inspiration hit when you walked into the building and or just like something popped in
Bro,
your head,
I was in a parking lot walking up and I'm using the elevator and I got sent a beat. Like every time I get sent a beat, it's just up, bro. It's just up.
So you get the beat and you think what? Like, do you immediately have ideas? Do you listen to it more than once? Like,
like if I show you, all right, so I can literally pull up a beat that I never listened to right now and I can make a song right here.
Where do you think those lyrics have come from now listening back to it? Do you know?
I feel like this is some real, like, this is basically me talking to myself because in the second verse I talk about like going on tour and stuff like that. Like, I'm moving out of state, going through some phases, talked to my mother, father yesterday, like my family dynamic and stuff. I pull from my own life for inspiration too.
Is it like an internal dialogue almost?
For sure. It's like the voice in my head. Like, if I have a situation I've gone through, I can repurpose that and act like it's somebody else. So some of my relationship songs is like me talking to me with like, what's an example? Say It Back on the album. It's basically me not reciprocating self-love. And I'm kind of spoiling it. I wanted to say that, but like the Zach saying exclusive, that Say It Back is like me talking to myself and not reciprocating self-love and how I feel about my own feelings and understanding myself. And, it's like the internal introspective stuff,
Do you realize what you're writing about when you're writing, or does it only happen?
It literally clicks like a day after. So I'll finish a song and I try to not listen to it after I'm finished and then wait a day so I can comprehend what I'm talking about. Yeah.
That's how you process.
Exactly. Fresh ears, they call it. Fresh ears.
By the way, this is going to come out after the album, so you can say,
I can say whatever I want. Hey, say less. Say less.
Yeah, you just got more comfortable.
Yeah, like I thought I was on there like, so, did I just leak that?
So we talk about like the interludes and like even the verbal exchanges because they really do punctuate the album. And like there's some exchanges between you and a female. Seems to be your love interest, right? What is that adding to the story?
It's a whole different layer of depth for an album. I feel like, especially for me, when I'm having dialogue now and things that add to the story. I'm talking about the invisible string theory, which is a common theme and one of the most the motifs for the project.
Invisible string theory. Okay, abstract.
I really wanted the listeners to feel like they're reading a book almost, and they get into a different chapter with every song. But there's also that kind of pause where they can take every song in by itself and then have this kind of visual landscape in this interlude to kind of be in my head, in my mindset, and why I wrote the project like this and how everything went, just to like keep them even more interested and connected throughout the project for sure.
At the end of the interlude, correct me if I'm wrong here, she says, I love you. You don't respond. She says, I love you again. It repeats itself and you don't respond. Was that done purposely?
Absolutely, because the next song after that is This Really Love? So it's kind of like a lead into that kind of a transition type thing, you know?
I believe the last time you were here, didn't you say you never experienced love or hadn't been in love? You didn't.
Yeah, I wasn't in a relationship then. Nah.
But today you are, or you? Are?
I've been through a couple. I'm single still right now, but I've been through a few, and they've taught me a lot of things, and they've shown me what love is and what love isn't, and how to approach it, and how to be human with it and not be so artist, and not look for the things to write about in these types of situations. And I've kind of been more mature about it and getting emotionally intelligent with it. And with this interlude, it's kind of like telling my view on what the invisible string theory is, or the scarlet string, or the whatever. This is so many different names.
Is that
for
like
it.
that? Is it also connected to like the rope that's around?
Yes,
in the
in the
music
album
video?
cover, I'm covered in this string, which is representative of the invisible string theory. But throughout the entire project, I wanted everything to feel connected. I wanted everything to feel holistic and have a through line that everybody could understand. And with the interlude, it's kind of explaining from my perspective how it was taught to me, because that's a real conversation that happened. And the irony of it was that person that was saying, I love you, she's not in my life anymore. So it's like people say that the string can't be cut and the connection cannot be severed, but I feel like it can sometimes. And that's why I wanted to put, Afterlife and all these songs that feel like endings and conclusions and goodbyes on the project to kind of solidify that message of this is the end of something, not the beginning.
And can you break down the invisible string theory?
Yeah, so basically
was
it's
this
like
recorded?
it's a South Korean ideology where from birth,
When was this recorded? Because it sounds like he's admitting to murder here. Cutting the ties.
I don't fucking know.
we're connected
This guy's
to our
wild.
soulmate. Could be a lover, friends, teachers, anybody. You connected to them from birth, and you're led to them through the course of your life to meet them or interact with them at some point and to help them, or they add something to your life. It's almost transactional, but it's like an emotional transaction. Like you're meant to help this person, or you're meant to learn something from this person. Like me and you could have a string. Me and you could have a string. Me and you have a string. So
You have
everybody.
many strings?
There's so many. Yes, you're connected to so many different people. Yeah.
Interesting.
And that connection can either be severed or not severed, depending on who you ask, because there's also the Japanese version where the scarlet theory, where if you build up too much bad karma, that can be severed, or if you do somebody wrong, that connection is severed and it's non-repairable. So there's different versions of this, but I view it as we're all connected through a universal emotion called love, and that's why my album is mostly dealing with the theme of love and that connection.
The red thread or the red rope, it is in both. It's in the crashing video and What Are You Waiting For, right?
Mhm.
Will it be in any other videos?
It will. That's kind of, I want to keep having the theme show up visually. That's a big thing for me, especially with Tommy and my alter ego, keeping
Alter ego,
these
there we go.
concepts and things alive and very visual and easy to understand for the fans, because once they hear the album and they hear Invisible String Theory, it's all going to connect.
I don't
Right
want to
now,
go
I'm
off
just
a hunch
explaining it
here,
in
but
interviews and explaining it
it
as
gives
like
me
to the fans.
ENTP. It gives me ENTP at times.
Yeah, no.
Like the connections and all this
That's why
other stuff.
fuck. I'm like, fuck.
I don't know.
Like he keeps.
Yeah, like he does mention the FI stuff, but I don't know. It seems a little odd.
He's either a little.
It's just odd.
He's very odd. Very odd. Fuck.
Fans at the shows and stuff like that. But once they hear this interlude and hear the project, it all kind of connects and it's kind of going to click for everybody at the same time. And I'm so excited to see what that kind of looks like in real time.
Can you?
Yeah, I think I'm swinging ENTP, man. I think I'm swinging ENTP.
Yeah, I am. I am
Too
too.
much connection shit. Too much connection shit. Too much connection shit. Too much. Oh, they get all this connection. That's some NE shit, because NE sees connections in everything. There's a connection or a pattern here.
I just haven't heard much in the way of TI, but I've heard some FE. It's weird.
Yeah, I haven't heard any TI either. That's why it's weird. And he is talking. I can't really get the lines between him. Is he direct or informative? Which is why
He blurs them.
he blurs them. Yeah, that's why some.
But at times, like as this interview's progressing here, he sounds more informative to me.
He seems to be coming out of a shell.
Yeah.
But I think for sure going abstract progression is, some metrics just come out of a person. They just come out of a person.
Yeah, that's already that we've already gone through that. He's
and systematic. So I feel pretty good with that as well.
Yeah, he seems systematic.
But I think I'm leaning ENTP here, man. I really do think I'm leaning ENTP. I
don't know, his whole panache and just the way he talks,
the way he
the whole
talks,
concatenation of this interview. I think he's he sounds more like an ENTP. All these connections and
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think when he's talking, the way he's talking, the way he flows, and the way it comes out, it comes off like an ENTP.
Yeah, like the
Um,
spontaneity part. And then the SE and I thing,
Or
like
just like with him being
the,
able to just be in a hallway and randomly come up with a fucking song. What the
yeah,
fuck is that? That's some brainstorming if I ever seen it.
yeah, no. That's why this guy's giving me a aneurysm.
Yeah, I always joke around. There's two people that paint their nails, ISFPs and ENTPs, but
Yeah, I know.
I
That's
always joke
the
around with that. And he's got them nails painted too.
well,
it's
thanks.
when
Can you explain your
I first messaged you, I'm like, this dude's either ISFP or ENTP.
Shit, yeah, I think so.
relationship with Korean and Japanese culture? Because, you are building like a 360 world here, and there is like this character that's blindfolded. Itami?
Yeah.
Aren't there 4 characters in all that you're building out?
I'm working on that. I don't want to retcon anything because it's super ambitious, but I definitely want to continue to build out that world and keep the landscape going, especially with the future albums as well, introducing new characters and new alter egos and stuff like that. Yeah.
So is Itami attached to this album?
New alter egos, new projects, future focus, new alter egos. INTJs you
And
can one alter ego.
yeah,
Yeah, while ENTPs can just try on a suit until they figure out one that works.
That's Japanese for pain.
Absolutely. Yeah. Itami is the villain of this album. He's the one that is making me withered and feel all these emotions like grief and pain and confusion. He's the one that is weaving his way into my relationships and ruining them and inducing trauma and things like that. You see him in the music videos and stuff. So he's basically the agent of chaos in this scenario. Yeah.
Got it. Korean and Japanese people are so cool.
They're so cool, dude.
They're so like way cooler than
Yeah,
I could ever try.
Literally, dude.
No, it's really crazy, and that's like in the way they look at things and the way they explain things, and
It's so deep. Like every single sentence is like poetry.
yes,
So crazy,
yeah, the invisible string theory. That's so interesting.
right?
Like I've heard it referenced, but I never really understood what it meant until right now. It's different, interesting. What are you thinking over there?
Well, so now that we're at a debut album, I just want to know how like you viewed this compared to like Romantic Homicide. Like, are you still using the Alvin and the Chipmunk things to kind of test it out? Do you still like think about Fortnite when you're making this music and montages to go with it?
Bro, I'm still that kid in the closet. 3 years ago, bro. I dropped a Fortnite montage to What Are You Waiting For the other day, bro. I'm keeping it alive. I'm keeping my interest alive, keeping the anime stuff going. I don't tease songs as Alvin and the Chipmunks anymore just because, there's the higher ups will get mad for not, being an artist and having too much fun with it, But I definitely still engage in the same kind of manner I did, and I don't change myself for a thing. So I'm still interacting the same way, still making jokes and still doing the memes and Fortnite videos, but I'm also keeping a nice level-headed and mature and grounded take on it too, and making sure people know what the songs are about. I never want to have a song that is without a meaning and without a purpose. Especially for my audience and the people that love my music and it's helping them in their daily lives. I want them to still be able to connect to a song or an album or a project or even a snippet without, with the view of, oh, this is going to be a really good song. And it's not just the sound on TikTok. It's not just this. It's not just that. But they're actually involved and interested in how the songs are made and written and how they sound when they come out. So.
Was it hard for you to open up this process to Benny Blanco and Ryan Tedder? And even though that's so cool, but like it is also something that was just you in a closet.
Like this guy is super informative. Like he you could just pick that right out of him. While this guy on the other hand,
Benny and Ryan got it almost instantly. There was some people I met a couple years ago that I had to explain it to, and it was not like, you were like, oh, but there's a $5,000 Neumann mic right there. You have to use it. And I was like, bro, I don't want to. But like Ryan and Benny, they connected with it instantly, and they knew how to work with me and understood the workflow. It was super synergistic. Yeah.
It's really special. Really, really special.
yeah.
Both songs, Sky and Ghost, you can hear a bunch of different influences there.
Yes. I'm glad you noticed that.
Oh, dude. You're hearing a little bit of the Smiths.
Mm-hmm.
Get some Jeff Buckley energy.
Yes, sir.
I also get a Chicken Little reference.
Yes.
Yeah. It's great.
Afterlife, you got a little bit of Tom York, a little bit of Radiohead.
What's fueling those musical influences? Who's prompting the music in your life? Where's it coming from? How are you
Literally
discovering
me
it?
discovering things by myself. Like, I don't get sent too
Any.
much music.
You're just on the
It's
internet.
so crazy. Yeah, I'm
Discover
just, bro, my screen time is
me discovering things by myself. NESI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
my screen time's so crazy. I'll just be on SoundCloud just looking for like old demos and stuff, like Jeff Buckley demos, unreleased stuff, Radiohead's unreleased projects, things that didn't make albums. I'm just looking for the oddballs and the outliers of popular artist music, because I feel like when I'm making my own music and there's stuff that doesn't make the album, is low-key your best work. So I try to find the best work of these mythical artists like Jeff, or like a Tom York, or like Radiohead, or like a Nirvana, and I'm trying to find those bits and pieces of unfinished work and things that could have been great but weren't because they weren't released.
Things that could have been great, but wasn't.
Yeah. Any.
Just love getting inspired by the unfinished, so I have an idea of where to go for my own music. So
Interesting. So, like, what are you taking from that? Or is it your job to finish it? Is it just inspiration for you to start something that new?
it's interesting, because when I hear that, I don't want to, I don't have a crown to pick up and like a baton to be passed with that. I want to pay homage to these artists, in which I do want Sky and I do want Ghost with the Smiths, and I want to make sure that people know where this stuff is coming from, but I want to actually make it new and fresh. Like I don't have anything to prove. I don't want to be the next, the next this, the next that. I want to be David, but I want to, be a conduit for the things I'm inspired by and keep these sounds alive that are almost being forgotten, like the bedroom pop genre and things like that is all slowly fading away for, the TikTok of music. So kind of just like trying to keep the fuel going for that.
Is that real? I mean, well, also kind of ironic, right? Because TikTok is what would end up like helping change at least the exposure of your music.
Yeah, but it's like with the genre itself, nobody's really making stuff like that anymore, And I don't want to get lost in the history books,
Why? Well, where's bedroom pop going? Isn't it the most obtainable way to make music?
Kind of, but it's such a broad spectrum. Like nobody's making like a bags. No one's making a Claro bags right now. No one's making like no one's making 3 Nights by Dom. Like nobody's doing that right now,
Real.
It's dying. It's literally dying.
Why won't we ever hear your song with Dominic Fike?
Oh man, that's up to him. That's up to him, bro. I need him to clear it. I just need him to clear it. But Dom is the GOAT, and on his time is when you guys will hear that.
The way it should be.
Exactly.
What is it like working with him?
He's amazing, man. Like I've learned so much from him, and just like the songwriting process and how to just let things flow. So it's so crazy. Ryan taught me that songs are structure, and there's need to be foundations of a song, and there needs to be a purpose and this and that. And then Dom will flip that switch and be like, yo, there's no structure, no chorus. The whole song is a verse. Go. And I just be like, okay. And he plays the beat, and I just got to freestyle the whole thing. And then we turn verses and pieces of that into choruses, and we're able to rearrange different things. Like he is a song. Like Dom is a song, bro. It's so crazy. It's insane.
Wild. But also, like, what do you learn from that?
Vocal chopping, learning how to sample, learning kind of like the abstract way to make music, going to old songs and taking verses from old songs and putting them in modern music, and things that I thought were, I throw away a lot of music. So going to the throwaways and able to use a chorus from this or a verse from that and putting it into different songs, just reusing and recycling my own content, my own lyrics, and my own songs.
Feel It's a great song. How'd you get involved with Invincible?
Dude, oh my gosh, I love telling the story. So basically, I met with Gabe, the supervisor for the show, music supervisor, and I've been a fan of the comics and stuff for so long, and the show for so long, and I was like, dude, this is gonna be so fire. What are we doing? What's the scene? Then I want to know everything. And then I was able to sit down and kind of see the previs for the Mark and Amber flying through the city on their little date, and I was like, okay, bet this is hard.
He's informative.
Yeah, he's informative.
This guy.
Yeah. Woo!
This guy.
Wow.
That was hell. That was hell.
That was hell. I kind of got that feeling when we came in. I was like, oh shit. I just like, I don't know. I just got that.
I don't know. The metrics looked INTJ, but something it was the wrong paradigm.
It didn't fit.
Didn't fit.
Sometimes you gotta
The
be.
glove didn't fit.
He must have quit. But I mean,
you have to go with the metrics, but it's
you really. I
want to go with the evidence.
I'm just not gonna see a lot of INTJs talking about like,
connections.
They just sitting in a room and they just come up with a whole fucking song. Like you just gonna see that because NI works on its own fucking time, not when you want to. So you're just not gonna really see that. That's why these guys are very good at like, coming up with songs and staying relevant and doing all that shit. And they can tap into those fake emotions that they don't even have. I mean, kind of when you look at it, the whole thing that he was saying, like he didn't even have no experiences. That like, he was just, just
Living
making
others'
it up.
experiences.
Yeah, he was just making it up. Like, what?
Yeah.
What? Well, how you do that, bro? Like, what? I guess you're brainstorming your ass off. I don't even know what to say for his Enneagram, to be honest with you. I feel like that's gonna be a fucking absolute mess.
Or four.
Yeah, but
He
then
has to be some four.
he has to be some type of four.
Yeah, at
So
least.
we
I would say
got ENTP. He's actually pretty intelligent too. I'm not even gonna lie.
he's very smart,
He's very smart. I'll give it.
articulate,
He's very
and
articulate. Like
very.
he's only like 20 years old. He's no dummy.
Yeah.
He's no dummy.
No, he's very intelligent. You can
What we
see it.
going? 4W 3.
4W3, probably SXSO, I'm guessing.
Guess so. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Sounds good.
Subtype is probably creative.
Yeah, he's got to be C2, right?
C2.
Yeah, be C2.
Yeah,
Even though
messed up.
yeah. What are we thinking here?
Uh, I mean, he murdered someone, but he's above average.
Yeah, I'd say that. I'd agree.
Guys, this is just
I mean, we don't know if he's murdered them, so we gotta slow down. You gotta say
oh,
allegedly, or
yeah, I
you
get
think that.
allegedly,
Or
guys.
it just looks very suspicious that a woman was found dead in your car that disappeared for a year and you were married. We don't know all of that, but this guy was actually pretty fucking tough. Not even gonna lie, but
Gosh,
fucking ENTPs can do that to you. They've done it to me several times. So yeah, Zara, I can't see you,
I
but
know.
um, you're good. What do
Yeah,
you think
now I'm
about that,
back.
bro?
Yeah, I should have said allegedly, but yeah, he's wild case. It looks really bad.
Looks
That's
really
all I can
bad,
say.
but it might be something else going on. I don't fucking know. Interesting that this.
Someone could be setting him up. Who knows? I don't want to jump. I shouldn't jump the gun, but it looks pretty
Crazy.
bad.
And I think on top of that, she's underage, severely underage. Uh,
And he was hanging out with her. He's yeah, he's
that's why.
pretty weird.
But what I would say from this takeaway, guys, is there's metrics that come out of a person that are easy to see, and then there's some that blur the line. Make sure you get the ones that are actually like all out, like you can't miss it. For instance, with this guy, it was very easy to see. The guy was abstract. Okay, so we could eliminate that. That's 8 personality types gone. We clearly see that this guy's progression. Boom, that's 8 more. I mean, half of the board more gone, so we're down to 4 types. And then from there, you just want to, slow down, take your fucking time, and make sure you get
Yeah.
it right. Because we could have jumped to INTJ and the shit would have been wrong. Um, so it's good.
Yeah, there's something about him, like just the way he moves, and
Yeah,
it's something intuitive about him that just I can't explain. But
the way he moved, the way he moved,
yeah,
how he
the
moved,
way he moves really, yeah, it seemed more like Ian. His body language seemed off.
and the way he explained things and that
Yeah,
thing. But I will
yeah.
say that it did seem like he blurred the lines a little bit between direct
He was
versus.
very illustrative with his language, so it seemed more informing
Yeah,
especially toward as the
unfortunately.
interview progressed.
Yeah. Very interesting.
It
Yeah,
seemed like as he grew more and more comfortable in
yeah.
in
SI.
his environment, he started to let out more.
Yeah, in his SI, when his SI
Yeah,
got more comfortable. He just seemed to just let it go, right?
yeah.
So, yeah, and I mean, we clearly saw systematic there. So those 3 metrics were gone. We were looking at an ENTP versus an INTJ, and from there we got NESI. Feel way better with NESI than NI, um, or SE. We feel a lot better with that one. We also not so much TE. I mean, he was about giving other people credit and shit, um, and just being so spontaneous, which is wild. Well, it is what it is. But I'm getting out of here because I'm sick as fuck. Me and Zara catch you guys on the next one. That was an interesting one. Look forward to seeing the fucking comments, man. You guys see me and Zara on the fucking roller coaster. Like, what the fuck? INTJE and TPI, TJE and TP. Something's not right. Something's not right. But all right, guys. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.